Howdy everyone, we're back playing some more Sonic Mania, as you may have seen from that little bit of stage select there. We have, since recording last time, finished the game and gotten the emerald, so we're doing a little bit of a mid Let's Play switch here, where we're going from sort of blind first play to slightly more knowledgeable. Slightly, I say slightly, I mean look at that. It's just me for the duration, Oscar, and we're in Hydrocity, or Hydrocity, which is a point of much dispute within the Sonic community. I'm not sure if we received an official answer, but I will always go Hydrocity, because it's like a city. It looks like a... Oh no, if this is how it ends for me. It's because I've been distracted talking to you. It's not how it ended, so it's fine. So water levels then. Let's talk about water levels. It's funny how bad you get when you're trying to talk and also play at the same time. I'm just filled with excuses. This is tense. Yes, water levels are tricky. Hydrocity has always been one of my sort of favorite underwater levels, although I haven't taken this low route before where it's very underwater. Yeah, but this is one... Those switches are one cool thing. They kind of raise and lower the water level a bit. These bubbles are new as well. Luckily they do count as giving you air. They just kind of, you float up. You can pop them at any time you want to. These jellyfish enemies are new too, I think. Unless they're from like CD or something. But yeah, it's quite speedy for a water level. This first act is quite true to the original Hydrocity. I don't believe you get those little charging hands until Act 2 usually, but I could be wrong. So the water slides you definitely don't get. You gotta watch out for these spiked badniks here. And this bubble stuff's all new as well. Yeah, in general, the original Hydro, these boats are new as well. And they move depending on where you are on them. The original Hydrocity is one of my favorites because it's not like, you don't feel as bogged down in it usually, at least not if you're playing on the high routes, which is where I usually go. Labyrinth Zone, on the other hand, where these spiked things originally hail from. Labyrinth Zone. Tricky mess. You gotta really know. You gotta know Labyrinth Zone if you want to make it through. And always remember as well the Labyrinth Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog on the Game Gear as well. I can never really decide which was harder between the two Labyrinth Zones. These days I would probably veer toward thinking the Game Gear version is harder, because I seem to remember some more brutal sections, but that might be just because I came to know it less well. Well, I messed up. Really should have been in the bubble. Luckily there's another one here. Of course you've got what has Sonic 2 got? Does Sonic 2 really have a truly dedicated water level? I guess Aquatic Ruins. But that doesn't feel like it counts to me, because that top route I think you can easily do Aquatic Ruins without touching water. You should have seen Robotnik on the left there, just slightly swimming along in an underwater suit. But I think I kind of missed him because I messed up that bubble. So, we're back at Blue Spheres, where I always seem to end up. So if you collect all of the rings as well, you'll get Perfect, which will give you, instead of a silver medallion like we've been earning here, you'll get a gold medallion. But that's too hard for me. I can't even play it normally. But once you've unlocked all of them, once you've got silver medals and everything, you can go back and like replay the levels, so you can kind of practice them to get up to getting gold. So don't feel like you have to go for it first time always, because you might end up psyching yourself out and making it harder in the long run. This sort of falling around you thing kind of has oh, I accidentally used Supersonic, which is I was trying to avoid using it because I wanted to show you guys it just normal, because I didn't keep a separate save, but I don't think it's really going to affect this boss at all. So in fact, it's just gonna kind of suck a little bit, because it's just gonna wear down my rings without being much help. So what we want to do here is we're basically in Robotnik's Act 2 boss ship from Hydrocity. So if you press down, you drop a bomb. Those don't actually hurt him, because I guess he's immune to bombs, but they can destroy his other bombs. What you need to do is you need to suck him up with the propeller and damage him like that, while also avoiding getting hit by sucking up his bombs. It's a little bit complex, I suppose, trying to explain it, and it did take me a little while to figure out exactly what I should be doing, because the bombs weren't hitting him. But it's not too bad as long as you just kind of make sure you let go just after hitting him, and don't persist if it seems like the bomb is gonna come up first. Because now we got 0 rings now because of my supersonic problem. It's a little bit slow, but it's really cool to have sort of switch the sides here, so you're kind of playing what Robotnik was doing originally. A lot of the bosses in Mania are sort of very unique concepts that they only kind of do once, like with the Poyo thing we saw in Chemical Plant. So Act 2 of Hydrocity and Mania kind of changes it up a little bit less than some of the others. That's kind of because with Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I actually haven't seen this area yet. There's so many different routes, there's so much I haven't seen, and I've already played it through like a good 2 or 3 times. Yeah, with the original Sonic 3 and Knuckles, they were already sort of doing Mania's shtick of changing it up quite a lot in the second act. Because you have Hydrocity, of course, is introducing these sort of higher speed slides and the twirly things. And like with Lava Reef, you have like the lava cooling down, and Mushroom Hill, you have the season change thing. Most of the levels, Sandopolis as well, with going inside of the tomb. So in a way, it kind of feels like Sonic Mania's sort of dedication to changing it up more in the second act with all the levels. It's sort of just a natural continuation of what they were trying to do. So that's super cool. But then with it recreating some of those exact levels, kind of changing it a little bit less. It still does change it up, but just a little bit less, I suppose. I've done so many of these blue spheres in my life. So I also picked this up on Switch as well. We're playing the PS4 version now. It runs really nice on Switch. I think there were some bugs at first, but I haven't really encountered any. And just having it portable and such like a small system is really good. Obviously on PS4, I'm enjoying using the DualShock 4 D-pad quite a bit. It was good for Crash Bandicoot as well. So you'd think with the Switch, like I'm only playing with the Joy-Cons, you'd think with the analog stick and just those buttons it wouldn't be so hot. Oh, well, I'm not getting perfect. Oh, this is going badly for me. Talking and playing is hard. I always forget. Oh, I love that. I love getting those sharks. I hate these guys as well. I completely lost my train of thought, but it's okay. We'll press on. Oh yeah, the Switch. The Switch joypad is actually much better than you'd think for 2D games like this. So don't let that deter you if you don't want to fork out for a Pro Controller just yet. Although the Pro Controller is very nice on Switch. Like, it's a surprisingly... It feels surprisingly accurate. Like, it never really feels like I'm messing up like I used to feel on some ports of Sonic games in the past on other consoles. I was a big fan of the vintage range on Xbox 360, but yeah, the control scheme was never really my favorite. And the same if you were doing Xbox 360 controls on PC ports, which was more prevalent back in the day. I still mainly use a 360 controller, even though I've got Xbox One and DualShock 4. Something about it being like all wired and it's just there. So yeah, I've not actually touched the Xbox One version of Mania yet, or the oh, I remember this section. This section used to kind of mess me up sometimes. Yeah, I haven't touched the PC version yet, or the Xbox One version, but I'd like to in time. I don't think I'm ever going to be free of this game. It does really make me want modern console ports of all of the classic Sonics, though. Though they wouldn't feel as good as this, I know, but I want them. Good ports would help. Sorry to keep wasting your time with these, but it's really annoying me that they're not complete. I'm gonna at least get one. I like this. Tricks you. Some of these levels in this are devious. I think some of them are repeated from Sonic 3, but some of them are completely original, I believe. And some of the newer ones are the most devious of all. It's when it starts speeding up. See, there's some tricky ones here. Like, what? I know it looks like we missed some, but I think this one loops kind of back around if you just kind of follow this one somewhat linear. Don't think we'll get perfect though. I think I might have missed some rings. Oh, lots of opportunities to get bounced and messed up. Oh, there we go. Could we do it? Could we do it? It's tense. Oh, I thought I'd overshot that one. Okay, we're back. Not gonna turn to Supersonic. Because I didn't want to, like, make you guys sit through me doing all the special stages, but I did want to also get around to doing the final boss as well. I don't think there's any option to, like, make it harder to turn into Supersonic, which has always been a slight irritation with these games. Like all of them, especially when it comes to Knuckles. I remember getting into some situations, shall we say, back in Sonic 3 where I'd want to glide places, but when you do the action to glide, it turns into Hyper Knuckles. Then I'd run out of rings and I'd have to, like, try and do things without getting hit. So this is actually the Act 1 boss of Hydrocity in, like, a different form. You've just gotta touch these bombs and then they mostly just hit him if you get out of the way. It's not actually very hard. It's kind of cool though to have a boss in these sort of classic water pipe things. Yeah, if you just hit them and then get out of the way, they'll usually hit him straight off the bat. There we go. But it's not over yet. No, we have to do the actual boss, the original boss. It's pretty annoying. Of course, this is one that always used to give everyone trouble back in the day. But Sonic does have a higher jump than some of the other characters, which does mean he can actually reach from down here. So you have a harder time as everyone else. Sometimes you just gotta sacrifice those rings. And also avoid drowning. That wasn't too bad. See, what they've actually done with the bosses this time around, kind of keep them intact, but sort of switch them around. So you're kind of playing it almost in reverse order, although not with the edge or level structure, but almost.